Hi, this is Keshav. Today let's see in this video how do we implement dynamic access in Power BI, and also I want to show you guys how we can create slicer and through which we can dynamically pass the metric value to the visual. Alright, I have created a small query here. Below is the output from that query. I want to develop a report to analyze sales and tax amount by calendar year, subcategory and the product color. Alright, let us make a visual, the trend chart access is dynamic, wherein users can go ahead and select the required dimension through the slicer and see the trend. If they want to see by calendar year, they should be in a position to select from the slicer the calendar year and see the trend. If they want to, in the same way, if they want to see by subcategory and color. So let's give that functionality to select dimension dynamically and see the trend. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this query. Let's load the data by using this query into Power BI. Okay, let me take you guys into my Power BI desktop. Here you go. Here I'm in Power BI desktop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load the data from the query that I just shown you. On top you could see there is an option here to import the data from SQL database. Either you can go in this way, or you can go to get data. There also you could see this option. Okay, import data from SQL database. So let me select either of those options. Let me copy this server name now. We need to pass server name here, and below we need to pass database name. Of course it is optional, but if you don't pass it here, we need to pass the database name in the query. Okay, alright, now I'm gonna go to advanced options. I'm gonna copy this query here, paste in the advanced options, say okay. It may take few seconds to display the data. Let's wait for that. Yeah, now we could see all the required columns and data being loaded into Power BI. Let's say load. It will be loaded into Power BI desktop. By default, our dataset will be created as query 1. If you want to rename, and if you want to give a different name, of course you can go ahead and rename the dataset here. I'm gonna rename it as internet sales. Alright, okay, let's jump on to transform data. Okay, we are in transform data now. We could see all the columns and data being loaded. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add one index column here just to create the sequence number. Okay, if you go to add columns, under add columns you could see this index column. I'm gonna move this to starting. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this table and create with a different name. Let me create this as dynamic access, or whatever the name if you want to give, you can give dynamic access. This index column is required in both the data sets to join them later. Okay, so I'll show you in few seconds. For now, what I'm gonna do, sales amount and tax amount I don't want in a duplicated table, so I'm gonna I'll use those two measures from the main table. Okay, I'm gonna remove these two columns. Of course those are removed. Now what we need to do, we need to unpivot these three columns. Okay, once we unpivot, what should happen, there should be one column created. Under that, these three column values will be stored, and values those are under these columns currently, those should be stored under a different column. Let's see, I'm gonna go to transform. Under transform you could see unpivot columns. Okay, I selected these three columns and I'm gonna unpivot them. Alright, all these three columns been unpivoted. Now we could see there are two columns only created, attribute, and under values you could see the values those were mapped to previous columns. Okay, you could see here index value also been duplicated. How many times it's been duplicated? 3 times, because we unpivoted 3 columns. If you unpivot 10 columns, of course this index value will be duplicated for 10 times. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say close and apply. will take a few seconds to get all the changes loaded. Now let's wait for that. Alright, so changes are being loaded now. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create one clustered column chart here for trend analysis. Okay, I'm gonna analyze sales amount and tax amount. Alright, let me add them under values. In the same way, let me add tax amount. It is created as count of sales. Let me convert that to sum. Okay, so sum of sales, sum of tax amount. If I want to see the sales trend by calendar year, what I can do, I can pull the calendar year to x-axis. Now I could see trend by year. In the same way, if you want to see by color, of course I can pull and add the color under x-axis. Likewise, you can group your measures based on any of the dimensions. Okay, but it's not the one that we want to achieve, right? So we want to pass these dimensions dynamically to the axis, right? That's what we need to achieve. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create one slicer here. Let me add the slicer. So for this slicer, I'm gonna add the column called attributes from the dataset that we just created here. So I'm gonna pass attribute field here. Okay, this is attribute. If you want to change the title, of course you can change. As of now, let's not worry of the title now. The x-axis field here, instead of passing the dimensions from original table, what we need to do, we need to pass the value from the dynamic axis table. Okay, all right. So before going ahead, let's go to model, and the main thing is both the tables should be related each other, and also this your cross filter direction should be both the directions. Okay, it should not be only single, it should be both the directions. So you need to make sure that the cross filter direction is both and there is relationship between these two tables. All right, let's go back to the visual. Okay, now currently we could see the trend by color, so I don't want to pass the color from here. We have already added the slicer. Currently if I select, nothing, you don't see any difference, right? Because we did not pass the axis here. Okay, I'm gonna pass the value to the x-axis from the dynamic table that we created by using the field called value. Okay, I'm gonna just pass the value here. All right, now we could see your sales trend by year, by color, and subcategory as well. Okay, so there are all three dimensions here. Let's see how we can pass dynamically through the slicer. Okay, so I did not select any value from the slicer, so it currently we could see all the dimensions, all three dimensions are there on x-axis. Okay, so now if I select calendar year, now I could see only the trend by calendar year. Okay, sales and tax by calendar year. If I want to see by color, of course I can select the color from the slicer and I can see the trend and sales and tax by color. And if user wants to see by subcategory, of course they can select the subcategory and they can see the sales and tax amount. All right, this is how you can implement dynamic axis in Power BI. Okay, so now what I want to do, even I want to pass the sales and tax amount also dynamically through slicer. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Let's give the feasibility to the users, wherein users can select the required metric from the slicer and see the trend. Okay, so for that we need to create a bit of DAX. Let's go ahead and do that. Before that, we need to create one table, small table here. On top there is one option to add data. Let me go to add data option. So there will be one window popped up here. Let's create small table here. Let me say selection here, column name selection, and value I'm gonna say sales and tax. If you have more metrics, of course we can list out all the metrics here. Okay, I'm gonna give the table name as metric selection. All right, let me load. There will be dataset created here. Let it create it. Just wait for a few seconds, it will be created. All right, there is table created here. There is table created here, and also we got column called selection. Okay, So now we need to add the sales amount and tax amount matrix here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say new measure name I'm gonna create as sales for sales amount, count rows distinct from the selected value. Okay, distinct filter all selected from our the small table that we created. Okay, matrix selection. What I'm gonna from matrix selection matrix selection equal to sales. This is just text, so we have to put in double quotes here. Let me close the bracket here. We are going to filter from this table with some conditions where matrix selection equal to sales. Let me close the bracket. We have got two more brackets to close. With this condition, I'm going to pass one value. Okay, wherever matrix selection is sales, let me pass this value to one variable where sales. Okay, I'm going to create one variable called sales. For that sales variable, I'm going to pass the value based on this condition. Okay, when matrix selection is sales, I'm going to pass value, it's like true or false. Okay, so I'm gonna when matrix selection is sales, then I'm gonna make it true. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna do. Return. Of course, if you want to make your query more clear and meaningful, of course you can do like this. Okay, so now let's see whether the value is being written correctly or not. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say enter here. There is sales amount measure is created. See, as of now it will pass only either true or false. Let's see what value we are getting. I'm gonna add one card here. Okay, let me pass this value to that card. Yeah, true. So when matrix selection equal to sales amount, then true, not false. Okay, let me add one slicer also here. I'm gonna add slicer. I added one slicer here, so that has got both sales amount and tax amount. Let me select sales amount. Now it is true. If I select tax, it should be false. Okay, all right, it's working fine now. That's what the expectation is. Okay, let me go back to the query now. DAX query, I'm gonna go back to the sales measure. If sales variable value is true, then what I want to do, I want to sum total sales amount. Okay, sales amount from fact internet sales. So now in place of true, we should get total sales amount. Of course, yes, you could see that total sales amount here. If I select tax, it should be blank. Okay, now in the same way how we created sales amount measure here, let's create tax amount measure also with the same condition. What I'm gonna do, I'll just copy same tax query that I created for sales amount, and I'll make few required changes. Instead of recreating again, I'm just copying this tax query, create new measure, I'm going to name it as tax. It's very simple. Just I'm going to paste same query here. Let me remove this name. So variable name, I'm going to change it as tax. It's up to you how you want to give the variable name. I should select tax. If the selected value is tax, then true. If the tax variable value is true, then sum of total tax amount, right? It should not be sales amount, it should be total tax amount. So let me pass factor net sales tax. Okay, all right, I made required changes here. So all good, we are ready with tax amount measure as well. Let me say enter. Let me duplicate this card and let's add tax amount as well. Okay, all right, we are getting both sales. If I select sales, I should get for this card sales amount, and this card will be blank. Okay, let me remove this test cards. These cards just only I added for validation purpose. All right, we are done, and our slicer is ready. So as of now we created the slicer. Now we need to make our visual dynamic now. Okay, it's not yet implemented into visual. So now what I'm gonna do, instead of selecting the sales amount and tax amount from the main table, so now I'm gonna pass the sales amount and tax amount from this table. All right, okay, now let me toggle through both sales amount and tax amount. Currently it's been displayed for sales amount, and now if I want to see the trend for tax amount, of course I can select from here. If I want to see the trend of tax amount by calendar year, now I can go and change the axis also for calendar year. All right, likewise you can dynamically change the axis, and also you can dynamically pass the required metric through the slicer. All right, I hope this is clear for you guys. It's very important. So I think most of the times you will get this requirement to change the axis dynamically and also to pass the metrics dynamically. Of course, users definitely will feel more comfortable, and they'll be more than happy if you implement this in your real-time project. All right, I hope this is clear. Thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe for more videos from my side on Power BI, Azure Data Engineer certification, and also machine learning. We'll meet again with a different concept. Until then, bye bye, see you, have a good one.